everyone, it's Taylor here, and today I'm going to share with you how I created this card that could be used for Valentine's Day, perhaps for a wedding, or even an anniversary. So let's get started taking a look at the supplies I'm going to be using. It all starts with the Folk Art Hearts collection, which has a rubber stamp where you stamp 4 of these different patterned hearts all at the same time. You'll notice the alignment squares on there that line up with the stencil layers to add colors to the hearts, and then also line up with the die that cuts out all 4 of those heart designs at the same time. There are so many different color combination options. I'll also be using the Gathered Greenery background, the Folk Love dies. I have the additional mini slim layer stacklets and the petite scallop mini slim stacklets. And then I'll be using the Floral Lattice mini slim stencil as well. For my ink colors, I'll be doing lots of blending. So I have Pink Champagne and Spearmint. I'll be using Poblano Pepper and Sweet Basil. Then I have Sugar Cube for stamping the background, Toffee for blending on my stencil, and then Fruit Punch and Guava. Because I'll be doing lots of blending, I have my blending tools, my large toffee colored blending brush, and my detail blending brushes for the rest of the colors. For adhesives, I have my glue press with the Nuvo glue inside, and my Post-it removable labeling tape and 1x3 thin foam strips. So let's get started. Here's another look at the Folk Art Hearts collection that has those deeply etched designs in the rubber stamp. It's going to give you a perfect impression every time. And then you can use the stencils to fill in the colors and the dies to cut out all of those images. So let's start by going ahead and stamping that heart stamp onto a piece of Sugar Cube cardstock. I've picked it up with the lid of the Misty, and I'm going to stamp that in Pink Champagne ink. As I mentioned before, you can get so many different color combo options with this stamp, and I chose to go with a lighter heart, but you can even go darker if you like that look as well. So here I have the first layer of that stencil, and it's going to fit perfectly using those alignment squares, or even just looking at the openings in the stamp and the stencil, you can line those up perfectly. Now the first layer was Spearmint, and then I'm accenting with a little bit of Sweet Basil ink on that first layer. It's super fun to see these come together. So on the second layer, I have the lighter color is Guava, and I'm dusting that over the top with my detail blender brush, and then I'll come in with Fruit Punch and add those detail accents to the base of those larger flowers to give it some extra depth and dimension. You can see this all coming together. We have just one layer left to add the details inside. And this time I'm using Poblano Pepper, and I'm actually putting a lot of the intense color out on the plastic of the stencil and then dragging it onto the openings so that I can get both a light and a dark from the same ink pad. So we're going to take that now that it's finished, and we are going to line it up with that die and send it through the die cut machine to cut out the 4 hearts. Now you can choose to use these hearts in any way that you want. I'm going to pair them with the Folk Love die. I'm going to be using the L, V, and E, and then replacing the O with one of the hearts that we blended. I wanted to make my letters ombre, so I cut them out of Guava cardstock and blended them with Fruit Punch ink. And then I'm going to stamp my background. This is Gathered Greenery with Sugar Cube onto Toffee cardstock. And then that background stamp does not reach across the full mini slim, so I'm actually going to cut this down with one of our mini slim stacklet dies so I can get a little bit smaller space to fit that love within. And I'll take the coordinating larger size of the petite scallop and cut that out of Sugar Cube cardstock, and then those 2 pieces will end up layering together, and we'll put our love design on top. I'm adhering them together, and then we can build our love word on top of that. I'm going to glue down the letters using my glue press. Those fine details are perfect for doing with the glue press, giving you that precision that you need. And then we're going to put a couple pieces of foam tape on the heart and pop that up inside. So now we just have to finish the card base. I have one of our mini slim horizontal folding card bases. I am masking the fold off so that I can place my floral lattice stencil over the top, hold it on with some teal tape, and then I'm going to lightly blend some toffee ink over the top so that I get a nice tone-on-tone look for the background of the card. We'll go ahead and pop up that entire panel, and then our pretty card is all finished. I have hearts that I can make additional cards so you can get more than just one card out of all of your efforts. Hopefully you enjoyed the video today and learned something new. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com.